So I've been sitting out here on this gorgeous lake contemplating many things, including the Volkswagen ID.4. What an amazing car it is. But before I go into any detail on that, I just want to remind you to remember to subscribe to Fully Charged, or indeed press the little ring-a-ding-ding bell that reminds you when the next episode is coming up, because you wouldn't want to miss some of the amazing stuff we're doing. But today we're really focusing on the ID.4. How does it compare with the Tesla Model Y? That's what we're asking today. So welcome to Fully Charged.
Don't forget our great EV giveaway. Subscribe and enter for the chance to win one of several electrifying prizes, including one of 4 electric cars.
So, this is the Volkswagen ID.4. Now, I've got to admit to being a bit of a VW fanboy. Over the years, I've had every single possible variant of Golf that you could possibly get, from the absolute cheapest, naffest old rusty one to a really posh, well, the R32. A bit embarrassing that I had that. And this is very much in that Volkswagen mould. It's a lot bigger than a Golf. It's a lot bigger than the ID.3. It is the ID.4. It would be weird if it was smaller, but it is a bigger car. But this is a little thing. Here's a little thing. Just listen to this. Oh, I have to do it again. Just that. Why can they do that so well? Why can they build cars so well? They've been doing it for 80 years or whatever. But I mean, it is just a beautifully built car. This is built at the Zwickau factory, which is powered by 100% renewable energy. Volkswagen have really gone out on a limb with this. This is an incredible step for them. Because let's face it, they haven't got the most glorious history in the last sort of 10 years. A little bit cheaty with the old diesel dirt coming out the back of the exhaust. But they really have gone to town. So this is built on the MEB platform, which is the standard platform that Volkswagen are producing. It's basically the same underneath as the ID.3, but it can be bigger with a slightly bigger battery and slightly bigger motors. It's, you know, all those things. It is just, I've fallen in love with it, and I've only been driving it for a day. I just think it's really nicely put together. So now a few people have been comparing the ID.4 that I'm driving now with the Tesla Model Y, because they're basically very, very similar. Similar price, similar battery size, similar range, similar cargo capacity. All those things are fairly similar. So I think it's probably worth doing a comparison test. But there are no Model Ys in the UK. So we're going to have some help to play this game of top trumps. Except that's got a slightly funny flavour to it now, doesn't it? So we're going to call it Top Biden. Welcome to Top Biden, where we compare the Tesla Model Y with the ID.4. And to help us, we've got Ben Sullins. Thank you, Ben. Very nice of you to come along.
Thanks, Robert. Happy to be here.
So what we're going to do is going to do a few comparisons between the two vehicles. So the very first one I just think we should talk about is the range. The WLTP range on the ID.4 is 308 miles, Ben.
I'm at 314, actually.
Okay. Well, the real range, the real world range, we always use the EV database, and that gives us a range of 245 miles. From experience, I can tell I can go a little bit further than that, but that's very reasonable, very sensible.
I'm at 260, so yeah.
Goodness sake.
Thanks for playing.
Sake. Now, the ID.4, 0 to 60 times, not a performance car, 8.5 seconds.
Mine is kind of a performance car, and it's right around 5.1 seconds.
All right. Top speed of the ID.4, 99 miles an hour, perfectly adequate.
No. We're talking 135 miles per hour.
Does it have storage at the front? Does it have a frunk? No, it doesn't.
We've got one right here. Oh. Big and beautiful.
as always, with all new electric cars that are built in the West, if you like, they're always big. They just feel like they're always big and they're always expensive. So this is quite big and quite expensive. It's not by any means the biggest, and it's not by a long shot the most expensive, but it's not a cheap car, you know, and it's quite a large car. That aside, every other aspect of it I'm really, really impressed with. Its energy efficiency, its handling, just the ease of using it. There is a start and stop button, but it's kind of hidden away on the steering column. It's like irrelevant. You do not need it. The first time I got in this car, I had the key with me. I got in, I put my foot on the brake and it was on. I turned the gear shift to forwards drive and it just moved. You know, I didn't do anything. No pressing a button, no startup flashiness. It just is on. It's very, very digital in that sense. The other big thing I love about this car is it's not the ID.4E. You know, there's 4 versions. There's the diesel, there's the petrol, there's the plug-in hybrid, there's the self-charging hybrid, and there's the full electric, but you don't want to worry about that. They haven't done that. This is built as an electric car, and it really shows. It always shows. You know, the design of it, the styling of it, the handling of it, the way it's built is built to be an electric car. They haven't had to kind of strap in a battery pack and make it awkward. There's loads of room in the back seats. There's loads of room, cargo storage in the back. It's huge. You know, so it was a really good family-sized car. You could have a family of 3 kids. There's 3 isofixes on the back. You have 3 child seats in the back easily. And there's loads of room for all your bags and your pushchairs and all that stuff. I've only learnt about panel gaps since people showed me all the variations of gap in the panels on my Tesla Model 3. I can now see it. Yes, they're not all perfect. I don't really care. If it leaks water, I'd be upset, but it doesn't. But the panel gaps on here are, they're perfect. There's no little extra bit or a little bit more. They're exactly as they should be. I'll tell you one thing I don't like, and that's the little badge at the back, which says ID.4. It just looks a bit naff. It looks a bit like when you get those price lists in a cafe and you push the letters in. I don't know why. Just don't put it on. I don't know. Just a bit. That's a bit odd. One thing I haven't done yet, and it's about time I did. I think I might have to take a coat off to get in. Oh, I haven't sat in the back. I'm going to see how easy it is to get in the back because I'm so wrapped up because it's actually very cold. Hang on. Oh yes. Oh, okay. Okay. Look at that. I mean, look at that. That is where I'm driving in that seat. Look how much room. This is a big car. This is very spacious. There is no front storage or frunk. There's just this. There we go. Just the standard thing. So this is what's kind of weird about electric cars now. The only reason you need to open the bonnet is for that. This is where the screen wash goes, because everything else in there is just way, way above the average pay grade. There is a lot of equipment there, but there's no drive at the front. This is rear-wheel drive. This one is built in Zwickau, but they're also going to be built in China. They're also going to be built in the Chattanooga factory, Volkswagen factory in Chattanooga in the United States. Because this car is coming to the United States big time. So the ID.3 that everybody is loving in Europe is not available in the United States. I have no idea why not. I think it would be very popular there, but anyway, that's a decision that Volkswagen have made. But this one, which I can see because it's bigger, more suitable to the American market. So drivetrain on the ID.4, rear or all-wheel drive?
Here we're looking at all-wheel drive only.
We have on the ID.4 77 usable kilowatt hours of battery capacity.
Here 72.5, but remember it gets more range.
Yeah. Rapid charging rate on the ID.4 125 kilowatts DC.
Not going to cut it. We're at 250 kilowatts DC.
Okay, yeah, that is faster. No question about that. Okay, so what about 10% to 80% charge in 36 minutes?
22 minutes here for 10 to 80%.
Yes. Now, roof load, this can carry 75 kilos on the roof.
Yeah, same, 75 kilos.
Isofix on the ID.4 is 3 seats, so you can put 3 kiddie seats in there. What about the old Model Y?
I only count 2 Isofix seats here, but I don't know, I guess it depends how adventurous you are.
So price in the UK, £40,800 for the base model. That's before any government grants or anything. And if you want to go to the all-wheel drive, glass roof, roof rails, 12-inch screen, hands-free tailgate, that is 49, that's basically 50,000 quid.
Here we're looking at about 54,000 pounds or $49,000.
So the charging network obviously is the same, the public charging network. Our Energy Charger is very good. There's loads of other ones available. If they're all working, it's absolutely fantastic.
And this can do all of those plus the supercharger network.
The interior, you know, it's very functional. It's very Volkswagen. It's very clean lines. It's got really good, easy to use vents. Everything like that is very simple. My field of vision this is perfect. I get all the information I need about the route or the speed. The steering wheel. These are the haptic feedback buttons. Ooh. So when you press things, it goes buzz, 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 and you can feel it. Down here, you've got coffee cup holder business. In here, sort of big bottle holder, phone charging pad there. That works, 2 USB-C little sockets there. You know, that's all very nice. Seats, very comfortable. I don't know what this covering is. It's a material. It's leatherish. This is leatherish. I don't think it's real leather. I haven't even seen these. I'm finding out things. Oh, it's got armrests. I like a good armrest. So the menu system is really good. One of the things I really love is this. Oh, hello. Oh, good morning. I just think that's fantastic. The other thing I like are the if you want to change the driving modes, so you can have, and that can be touched here. Now, I was talking about haptic feedback. These buttons do have haptic feedback. They click. So you've got Eco, Comfort, Sport. I'm going to be honest, I've tried all of them and they all feel about the same. I wasn't like blown away by the sport mode. This is not a performance vehicle. So the ID.4 has a 77 kilowatt hour usable battery pack. I think the actual pack size is something like 84 kilowatt hours. Officially, it's 245 miles is what the EV database suggests it is. And I think that is extremely conservative. I think it actually probably could go slightly more than that. Volkswagen say 311 or something ridiculous. Wouldn't do that. But I think you could get 270, 280 out of it, particularly in the summer, in not so bad weather. I mean, it's very cold today. It's only 5 degrees centigrade at the moment. But what I wanted to do was get to the charger when the battery was really empty. So I've been driving around for miles and miles. It's not that empty. And I foolishly charged it the night that it was delivered. I charged it up full, which just to see what it was doing. Well, I've done over 200 miles now, and there's still loads in the battery. The reason I wanted to have the battery as low as possible was to test the charging speed. So this car can charge at 125 kilowatts, which is a lot faster than rapid charging used to be, which was generally at 50 kilowatts. So this car charges almost 3 times faster than that. So it is adding, I don't quite know exactly what, and that's why you need to do it, hundreds of miles of range in, say, half an hour. So this does, the classic 10% to 80% of battery capacity in 30 minutes. Probably a little bit less than 30 minutes. So that is a really big advantage. It does charge faster, but it only charges that fast if the battery is fairly low. And at the moment, I'm still way over half full. So we've got a cargo volume in the ID.4 of 543 litres with the seats up and 1,575 litres with the seats down. Amazing.
I'm at 702 litres in the boot and 1,900 litres with the seats down. So
okay, all right. Well, now towing. Loads of people ask about this. Can this car tow? Yes, it can. It can tow a trailer of up to 1,000 kilograms.
Here we're looking at almost 1,700, 1,690 kilograms towing.
All right, yeah. So currently, standing outside the ID.4 here, it is 3 degrees centigrade. What's it like with you, Ben?
Well, it's a pretty nice little day here, around 65 degrees.
Anyway, that's enough of Ben Sullins.
Fine.
This car, on a sunny day, if it's not too unpleasant, I think 280 miles is really not a stretch. You would get that. Even driving at this kind of reasonable speed, I'm doing 68 miles an hour on a motorway. But at this speed, you know, my energy use, I can actually check on the vehicle settings. Yes, let me see, it's just uploading that. Please wait. I'm very happy to wait. So at the moment, I'm doing 3.5 miles to the kilowatt hour. 3.5, which is, for a car this size, is really impressive. The first time I drove it very carefully on quite a long journey, but it was much warmer than today. It was a few days ago, and we actually had a funny little warm spell, and I got 4.2 miles to the kilowatt hour on average over the whole journey. But over the last 251 miles that I've driven this car since I got it, I've averaged 2.6 miles to the kilowatt hour, which is not brilliant. It is not brilliant. Oh, there's some men here fixing the chargers. Oh, very exciting. So we probably won't be charging them, but we'll have a look anyway. So what I've discovered is, because the batteries aren't empty enough, when I first plugged it in, it was adding 140 miles range in an hour. But what is annoying is I know that if we'd got the batteries really empty, it would have be adding about 300 miles range an hour. And the reason I wanted to test this is because it's very dependent on how long a car will take that high level of charge. So this can take 125 kilowatts. I've just learnt, because they're fixing these chargers at the moment, they've only just gone in, these are brand new, and there's more to come here. But what I've learnt is that this charger is capable of delivering 450 kilowatts, which is that's like a town. It's like a lot of electricity. But the reason they're doing that is because things like that, when they're electric and you want to plug them in and charge them, you need to give them a hell of a lot of juice. Anyway, so this is currently is probably doing about 80 kilowatts, something like that. So it could do a lot faster. Water-cooled cables, and I can feel that vibrating because there's a little pump going to cool it. It's very cool, but there's a lot of power going through that, and there is the capability of a lot of power. So that's that. The other thing I want to mention is the colour. Now I've got to actually read this because it's a German word. There's this German is such a poetic language, and there's this beautiful poetic word which describes this colour, this specific colour, and it is Raupenscheißgrün. Raupenscheißgrün. Ah. Das ist der Raupenscheißgrün. Isn't it? It's beautiful, isn't it? It's like poetry. What that actually means is green caterpillar poo. That is the colour of this car. It is a unique colour. It's grown on me. I quite like it. And I love this car. I just want to keep driving it, and it's really annoying because I've now got to give it back to Volkswagen. Do you know what? I've really enjoyed this car. I think it's really, it's like a competent next generation car. It's basically, I never want to encourage anyone to buy a car, but if you've got a car and you're thinking we're going to get a new car in the next 1, 2, 3 years, you've got a family maybe, or you've got quite a lot of people who live in your house and you want to be able to move them around, that is 100% brilliant alternative to a combustion car. Don't buy a hybrid or a self-charging hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. An electric car like the ID.4 is just a brilliant alternative to, you know, boring old combustion cars. Just don't even look at them. Just look at this is such a good, brilliant, competent car. That's enough. I don't want to say any more. I obviously absolutely love it. I'm not going to do any subscribing things. I do want to thank our wonderful Patreon supporters who keep this show going and allow me to come out on a day like this and sit in this idyllic surroundings in the beautiful warm lake and just, you know, try and not freeze to death. But that's all. As always, if you have been, thank you for watching.